Hey, boys and girls. We're going to continue today with our animal research unit. And our learning target today is I can identify common subtopics in my research. I can identify common subtopics in my research. Some of you might remember doing this when we were researching penguins last week or 2 weeks ago. So this might be fairly easy for you. Okay, so like I said, this unit is broken up into two parts. And then the first part, we researched together as a class. We researched the penguin. Now we're on the part where you have picked your own topic. And remember that animal that you sent me last week? And today we are researching it. Okay. Today, we're going to really focus on simply subtopics. And a subtopic is a main idea that is broken down into smaller but still important parts. So if you look here on this visual, it has the main idea, and then it has a subtopic, 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 and even within the subtopic, there are many interesting facts. I like to think of subtopics as the chapters of nonfiction books. And I'll show you an example of what that looks like in just a second. An easy way to find a subtopic when reading nonfiction is in the table of contents. So today, we are going to use the resources that you found last week, whether it be on Epic, Pebble Go, YouTube, and we're going to look for subtopics that are in many of the resources. So when you synthesize and you use those different texts, what are the common themes that are occurring over and over and over again in all the books? What do they talk about a lot? Because if they're in all the different books, they must be pretty important. And then I want you to find 4 of those subtopics and list them in a graphic organizer. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a second here. What we are not doing is searching for new resources. That's why we did that last week, so that we wouldn't have to do that this week. And we don't want to waste that time. And what we're not going to do is just list random facts. Okay, I've seen a lot of work where boys and girls are just seeing the first thing that they see on Pebble Go or Epic, and they're just typing it, and it doesn't make sense, right? We're doing subtopics. That's our learning target. So today you have in your response, a web that looks like that. And right in the middle, you're going to type in your animal. And then your first subtopic, you're going to write right here. Your second subtopic, you're going to write right here. Your third subtopic here. And fourth subtopic here. So before I logged on, I went on GoPebble on those books that I found, and I read them all. And I was trying to find some common themes. And I saw a couple of them that repeated in every book I read. And when I look at the table of contents, we're in every book I read. And so here's what I did with my frog, because I picked frog. You're doing a different animal, so I don't want to see yours on frog. So I typed in frogs in the middle. So my research animal was on frogs. And one thing that I kept on seeing about frogs was the food, and how frogs eat mice and fish and worms and little teeny fish. So that was the first thing that I saw in every book. So I thought, that's got to be an important subtopic. So when I do my research, that's one subtopic that I see a lot of. The second one that was in almost every book was the life cycle of frogs. Almost all of them talked about tadpoles and how a tadpole came from an egg. And then when it got older, it became a frog and it could get out of water. Super interesting. So that was a very common subtopic. Another subtopic that I saw a lot of was body parts. A lot of them talked about their jumping legs, their croaking sacs, okay, their colors. So that was all body parts. And then another common one I saw was habitats. I kept reading about where they lived in rainforests, by rivers, by lakes, by water sources. So that was a very common subtopic. You might not have seen these subtopics. You might have seen very similar subtopics, and that's okay. But each animal is different, and so although some of the subtopics might be the same, you might have found some other good ones. So I can't wait to see that. So boys and girls, please just fill out this graphic organizer, and then tomorrow we're going to take a look at these subtopics, and then we're going to list the different facts about the subtopics. So make sure that you find some good subtopics. Thank you.